What's up? Welcome to another episode of Adventures in Welding. This is episode 126 and part 2 of our series on stainless steel TIG welding. Today we'll be using the Eastwood TIG 200 again to do some welding on the same 1/4 inch 3/16 stainless steel. This stainless steel was donated to Adventures in Welding by metalsdepot.com. Now, to prepare this metal for welding, I've cleaned it in the normal way with a grinder, a flat disc, and then a wire wheel, and I have wiped it down with acetone. Now, we're not going to be doing a flat butt joint because it's just too much to penetrate. We'd need about 350 amps. This machine will give us 200. So I have prepared this metal with a double bevel groove. And that's how we'll be winding this together. We've got our coupons here ready for welding, and as I said in the intro, I've got them prepared with a double bevel groove. And we're doing that for two reasons. The first reason is because we really don't have enough heat in this machine to penetrate all the way through that metal. And the second reason is since we're not using a purge block on the back, we don't want to end up with any sugaring. So by doing this, it'll allow us to get a full penetration weld by going through both sides of the metal. Eastwood TIG 200 setup here. We got our amp control and foot pedal. We'll be welding in DC mode. We don't have to worry about the amperage knob. That is controlled on the foot pedal. Same with clearance effect. That is only for AC mode. We've got a 0.4 second pre-flow and a 6 second post-flow. We'll be using a number 17 torch with a stubby gas lens and a 3/32 thoriated electrode. Alright, here we go. We're going to put in our first tack weld and our second tack weld. Now we're ready to put that first weld in, that root right there where those two bevels come together. Let's light it up and go. Remember, heat and speed are the key here. We want to get in hot. We'll be using the lay wire technique and get moving. We don't want to heat that stainless up too much and boil the chromium out of it. We want to keep it moving, keep that argon cooling it. I'm using 25 CFH. Alright, now we'll flip it over and light up on the back side for that same first root pass. Again, we're using the lay wire technique here. Getting in hot at about 200 amps and moving as quickly as the puddle will allow us. The quicker we move, the less heat we put into the metal and the less distortion and the less oxidation we'll have. Now we're going to cap off the front side. The first side we did, I'm using the dip technique here. Going as quickly as the puddle will allow to minimize the heat input, minimize distortion, and minimize the oxidation. When we get to the end here, we're going to start tapering off and pushing a little bit extra filler in there so we don't have a crater. Alright, let's do the same thing on the back side. Here we go, we're dipping. Moving as quickly as possible. We want to get all that heat in there as quick as possible and minimize the heat spreading out because, as you remember, stainless has a poor coefficient of heat. It holds that heat and doesn't dissipate it. Alright folks, there is our completed weld. Double V-groove butt weld. Nice and shiny silver. Heat affected zone maybe about 3/8 inch on either side. There's our back side. Nice and shiny silver. Minimal distortion. And that's how I do it. I'm not saying that's the only way to do it, but that's how I do it. Hey, that's it for this episode of Adventures in Welding and part 2 of our TIG welding stainless steel series. Now this was some pretty thick stainless, 1/4 inch, 250 thousandths. And it took some serious power, which I'm glad the Eastwood TIG 200 had. Thanks for watching, and I hope I see you in the next episode.